O Lord, our Lord, the majesty of your name fills the earth. Your glory is higher than the heavens. You have taught children and nursing infants to give you praise. They silence your enemies who are seeking revenge. When I look at the night sky and see the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you have set in place, what are mortals that you should think of us? Mere humans that you should care for us. For you made us only a little lower than God, and you crowned us with glory and honor. You put us in charge of everything you made, giving us authority over all things, the sheep and the cattle and all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims the ocean currents. O Lord, our Lord, the majesty of your name fills the earth. Psalm 8. What are mortals that you should think of us? Have you ever stopped to consider the magnitude of God's power? This past month, I described to a friend of mine why I love being outside, especially in the countryside when it grows dark. The sky changes into different shades and hues until it finally becomes dark. The air changes its smell and density as it becomes cooler. The crickets chirp in the grass. The birds resign to their nests. And sometimes there are fireflies that glow spontaneously and periodically. There is a gentle breeze that makes the trees sway slowly, lazily, gently, creating a beautiful rhythm. And this alone made me be in awe of God's greatness. Again, sometime this week, while I was going through a devotional, I was drawn to how intricately my body functions. I closed my eyes and became aware of my heart beating, my mind issuing commands and processing information, my lungs drawing in air and supplying it to my entire body really fast, my toes curling, my salivary glands producing saliva, and my stomach grumbling. Being a biologist made me appreciate these processes more because I have a grasp of their complexity, how the body works in tandem each second, whether I am asleep or awake, to ensure each process occurs as it should. Mere humans that you should care for us, that He designed us intentionally, assigned each of us a purpose, called us to find our identity in Him, pursues us relentlessly. Oh, what a reckless love. While preparing for this episode, I thought back to a lot of instances in my life. One of them was when I was a child, carrying a knife, a large knife in her school bag, and wanting to stab herself to death, like I saw them do in the movies. My mother looked for that knife a lot. She never found it. She asked for it a couple of times. I never returned it until much later. Still, no one knew who had it. or put it back, because I learned to be a quiet child that could cover her tracks and sneak around. As I thought about this time, I could not help but be thankful for the tough skin that God has given us. I couldn't help but be thankful that I did not have the mind to stab myself more forcefully, because the movies made it seem easier. I couldn't help but thank God that I got frustrated each day the stab did not work until I returned the knife. And I couldn't help but thank God that in the end, it is His purpose over our lives that prevails. Many are the plans of man, but in the end. So I reasoned to myself and said, but for God, if God had not rescued me from myself again and again, from my foolishness, from my short-sighted desires, from my selfish ambitions, my momentary ones, but for the Lord, I have never been more mindful of God's power and awesomeness than when I was preparing for this episode. That even though He is so powerful as to create the universe, the plants and the stars and the animals, the oceans, the breeze, the sun, the solar system, the galaxies, the seasons, He is also so powerful that He can order my steps and the events of my life for His name's sake. I cannot fathom the magnitude of this. Mere mortal, immortal, all-powerful God. And still He honors us by giving us authority. Authority over all He created, authority over all contrary spirits, authority over everything that keeps us from realizing the purpose that He has set us apart for. But for God, who would we be? What would we have? Where would we run? O Lord, our Lord, the majesty of Your name fills the earth.
About the Lord, how He saved me, how He raised me, how He filled me with the Holy Ghost, how He healed me to the uttermost. When I think about the Lord, how He picked me up and turned me around, how He placed my feet on solid ground.